Hi, I'm Dr. Gilgamesh, and I'd like to introduce you to my podcast, Emotional Anatomy. It's an intelligently designed anatomy that has as its goal the recruiting your interest and curiosity as to how it works so that you can become more familiar with it and, as a result, better at it and enjoy it more. Welcome. Hello there. I'm back again. It's Dr. Gilgamesh. You know, it is painfully repetitious, our emotional anatomy, because nothing's going to change. And so this vocabulary develops incrementally. You'll begin to recognize the words that I use don't change that much either. I'm suggesting that we're actually developing a vocabulary that will allow each of us to improve upon our skill to navigate the ocean of emotion, the inner parts of ourselves that have previously been a bit mysterious, and we've tried to use words like ego, id, or superego to describe what's going on in there, and it's kind of left us lost, and we don't have a cultural story yet or a cultural vocabulary that helps us understand the mind. So the motivation that I have is to see whether or not it's possible for us to collaborate, all of us together, to find a way of describing this experience that's reproducible. That's a scientific concept that says you become part of the experiment, that your capacity to reproduce within yourself what I'm attempting to describe and then describe back to me in your own words, and even find ways of collaborating to develop a better way of expressing this internal navigation. So today I'm going to introduce you again to the concept of the movie, the big movie, the wonder movie, the awe and wonder movie. I've talked about the lens of awe and wonder before. And if you haven't heard of that before, certainly there are many other videos that, many other YouTubes that are going to be available to you, especially if you sign up. But you get to do this whole thing for free by listening regularly to me. Tune into the website, tap on the podcast, and see what's happening today. But today's message will be archived along with the rest and made available throughout time, and for as many people as would like to sign up and participate now in this description through the threads of thought that follow each video in the Facebook homepage. So we'll see how it goes. I'm experimenting as well as recruiting you. I'm actually recruiting you into the big movie, into this experiment of collaboration, so that you would feel, sense, experience what I believe to be a very gratifying personal sense of participation, meaningfulness, and responsibility to the greater good that is then passed along to future generations as legacy, the legacy of our language, the legacy that comes by being a part of our community, the community of humanity, our ohana pu'uvai. That we'll cover all of this again. These are words that you may not recognize yet, but I'd like for you to be patient and continue to grow in your skill and ability to recognize what I'm saying, track along with me, and discover now freedom versus slavery, the tug of war between stories. Take, for example, the notion of the movie, as we've discussed again before in other videos. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, if you start multiplying that out and do a high-grade future movie, and for Panavision, 24 frames per second, that's 1,000 words per picture, 24 per second, 60 seconds in a minute. And let's say your memory of awe-inspired wonder that's helping you orient yourself is 30 minutes long. That turns out to be over 40 million words when you multiply that out. Now, how do you get that in a single sentence? You don't. You recognize that it's a movie. It's not words. Now, we may label an emotion, a particular emotion, with words, a powerful, meaningful memory. You see, the mind works in movies. And so these powerful, meaningful memories have the abilities to communicate with us through words? No, through movies, through millions of words. And if we can see then the tug of war that is attempting to prevent you from experiencing navigation, heart, home, wisdom, accumulated through time, through experiencing repetitiously this internal navigation, designed to impress you, by the way, because not until it impresses you are you going to want to do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again for the better, 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 better. That's what freedom does. Freedom to choose for the better as compared to slavery that gets stuck on what it thought was best. We're going to watch now the tug of war between the stories, and finding our way hard home gets interrupted by very unique challenges, very specific to our own emotional anatomy, perhaps that as yet we're not even aware. Some of you will be catching on very quickly, and the hard home already makes sense. And as we return there, we can see that there are some whispers of opposition. It is this tug of war between stories that we hope to help you become more aware of by initiating this challenge of mindfulness, awareness, insight, introspection, integration, understanding. And that with all of this coming together, we get to realize, gosh, from the beginning of time, they've talked about the indigenous peoples. We are the indigenous peoples to those that will come 5,000 years from now. We become the two eyes seeing together to pass along to future generations a capacity to understand the language we are using to assist others in seeing how the mind works. The mind works in movies, and this movie is attempting to attract you. I'm hoping that it will. I'm hoping that you'll continue to tune in daily and join us even online. That's a commitment, and I ask it to be a commitment because we need you. Important and valuable to the future of the world. Now, there's a movie for you. Yes, the choices that you make a difference. You can find all of these phrases on my website, and do indeed read it all. It's available to you. But now what's happening is that my face appears on the website as well, and it triggers you emotionally. You have responses to me. You have reactions to me. Your movies are triggered. Your emotions are triggered, and the navigation begins. And I attempt to simplify for you the hope that we can find our way heart home, and through our heart's home, begin to see through the lens of awe and wonder, designed that way to impress you so that you'll want to do it again. The freedom to choose to do it again better and better and better and better. Please keep coming back. Tune in again and give us a chance to hear from you too. I really think it becomes the most rewarding experience on the planet. If it weren't, it wouldn't work, and it won't work. So that's part of the scientific experiment. But the reproducible reality is that as you relax and enjoy, you'll discover we're investing in your confidence. The confidence that allows you to understand the language we're using and enjoy that peaceful heart that can see very clearly. There is a lens of awe and wonder inviting you to do this again and again and again. Thanks for listening. Join us again tomorrow. I'm genuinely excited about bringing you a new awareness of the mind and how it works. Emotional anatomy, heart-home wisdom, being able to see through the lens of awe and wonder. These podcasts are free, but you can contribute to them and make them possible through patreon.com/emotional anatomy. Please also join us on our Facebook group. Thank you.